are invited to State of the Liberation Movement with the President, Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ikomesako, and Secretary of State for Communications and IT, Martin Mungwa, PhD, FASCE. They will spotlight their briefings on the IG's unwavering position on topical issues that will be enhanced with pre and post analysis from Tar Padiking, Director, ABC Amber News, Lady Casey, Press Secretary, Onye Okpala, Undaunted Anchor, Star Smart, Undaunted Anchor. The rendezvous is Tuesday, May 2023 at 8 p.m. Amber Time. Live and exclusive on ABC Amber TV. You cannot afford to miss.
You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Ambazonians. You are welcome to another edition of Appointment on Community Building with Mariche Itatima. Greetings to everyone on home front, greetings to everyone in the Americas, in Europe, everyone in Africa and Asia. We greet you. I greet you perfectly well, and I appreciate the fact that you have taken that time to sit and listen to this edition. For those of you who are watching through Facebook, I say I greet you. Those of you watching through YouTube, I greet you. And as for those watching via satellite on Homefront, you are very much greeted. You are the center of our revolution, of our struggle, of our movement, of our recognition, and our absolute and total independence. Those in the refugee camps, you are not forgotten. Those in the dungeons, you are not forgotten. You are the reason why everyone knows that there is a genocide ongoing in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. I greet you all and receive perfect warm greetings, most especially from the HSS department. They greet you all and they are telling you that you are not forgotten. We are coming for you big time. Just sit tight and listen. As for our brothers and sisters with Chang shoes, running the forest, entering the caves, climbing the mountains, climbing the hills, and doing the needful, keeping homeland safe, we greet you all. As for those who are not relenting with what God has blessed them, He said, out of the abundance that I have blessed you, you should bring it out and bless the orphans, the widows, you bless the wounded, the sick, the poor, and the needy. This is our calling, that our God has called us to take care of these vulnerable sets of people. No one ever chose to be in any of this category. But you see, when injustice looms, instability sets in, and before you know, all the inhuman crimes begin to set in, begin to take place, and it's no other than you and I and our livestock that are going to be victims. Before you know, you don't have a home, you don't have a roof over your head. Before you know, your academics is destroyed. Before you know, you are destabilized. Before you know, you are traumatized physically, psychologically, in every form. So without taking much of our time, ladies and gentlemen, there are some things on our list. I'm sorry for the late start. You know, we have some things that are always holding us back. We have to put them in order. And I just want to thank the technical crew for being out there. So by so doing, we are just going to burst into what I have to say to our community today. As you see the topic, the title of this program is Appointment on Community Building. Community building, as I said last week, is you and I. It's you and I. Without you, there's no community. Without me, there's no community. And as a whole, we create an embodiment of what is supposed to be the responsibility. That is why we have the slogan in this program: who we are, where we are, and what we should be doing. Because you set out there to do one or two things, because you are whom you are. Where you are going to do it and how you are going to do it and how you should do it matters most for the outcomes, for your expectation. Which way you go dey expect may be, e go be na how you say who wey you be and who wey you whusa you dey wey you dey do the thing wey you dey do, and how you dey do the thing, na e go determine, na e go make am make you know say you no waste your time. You know, sometimes the people dey say, dat one na for waste time. You waste time. How many people wan waste their time? No man no wan waste im time. Me, I no wan waste my time, and I no go encourage anybody say make e waste im own time for dis life, because 1 minute plenty things that dey happen. If na kill, dem dey kill plenty people for 1 minute. Dem burn plenty people, many things that dey happen. So we no get no time, any day, any time for waste am for any place, especially when it comes to dis our Ambazonian Southern Cameroon's quest for recognition and total occupying and taking over of our homeland. So, ladies and gentlemen, I dey salute every person again. If you just dey join, just dey share. If you just dey join, just dey call your neighbor make e come today, make we hear something. Before I wan continue, I go first make the announcement. People wey dey be tune in before now, dey be see say ABC TV announce am say for 8 o'clock for home front time, una go see am, President Sako go come. He go come tell una plenty story there. He go analyze many things. He's going to put us through, because talk for here, talk for here, talk for here. If you never hear, Papa never talk, you say, wait till I get to hear. So I go tell everybody wey dey for home front, say make you ready for 8 o'clock. For she don fine for chair, pikin dey hear, so that make some person no can confuse you. As I used to talk, make you no talk say I no be here o. Me you no talk say no man no be tell me. As they used to say, wata say if you go bend na because say no man no be tell you say na so you fit waka go, waka for this side, waka for this side. So this time around, we no go leave am make e be the same thing. We go direct ourselves. So ladies and gentlemen, I just get some small talk dem wey I wan talk am today. For example, as I bin dey talk last week, know your communities. We don already talk about the presidency, we talk about the cabinet, the different departments the way they dey for our cabinet, and then I bin get to come on for can talk about our different counties, regions, our counties, and our LGAs dem, so that make everybody know the community, know side wey e belong. Because some people dem, they don too stay for one man country wey you've been away from home for too long in such a way that you seem not to even remember where you come from. You see, some of us, we are not refusing people not to vie for positions in the country where they are. We are not denying people not to vie for positions like governors, like mayors, like all those things, but you have a home where you have to remember where you come from. And when there is trouble, you start looking, you will look back home. So that is the reasons why you see even the Black Americans today, they are doing their DNA test, looking for where they come from on the continent Africa. They are looking for where they come from. They want to know who is who. They want to know they want to know their roots. Every person wey e no find a root, wey no know a history, know say that person e don lost. Na so they talk. So that one don lost. Okay, as I be dey talk, how we know our community? As I talk, for Ambazonia, wey we decide for call am today Ambazonia, in the days of 1961, everybody knew it as Southern Cameroons, because na two Southern Cameroon, two Cameroons, the West Cameroon, there be dey wey northern side be decide for go if British Cameroon. Na two side dem be dey. The other one decide for go for Nigeria, and then we now be Southern Cameroons. We decide for remain for ourselves. Na wey we call that place where small not be sick. Because if you look country like Malta, Togo, all these many countries, Vatican, the way they call themselves a country, they're not even reach we for landmass. They're not even reach we for population. So person fit dey call and say small in relation to to Nigeria wey big for corner, and Republic of Cameroon wey big for east. So but then no country no dey ever small. Yes, so Southern Cameroons. We na Southern Cameroons, no be dat thing wey dey fool pipu for talk say wey dey take am dey draw line for middle. Dey start talk say dis one na northwest, dat one na southwest. Na lie. Na Southern, we are Southern Cameroons. Dat is our original name. But now we don decide for say we go call ourselves Ambazonia. And dis Ambazonia, dis interim government, dis never again generation don decide for say dey get three regions inside dis their country. You see, Atlantic region, Midland region. And inside the Atlantic region, you go get counties dem wey dey inside. For Atlantic region, counties dem wey dey inside na Kupe Maniguba, you get Meme, you get Ndian, you get Fako. Na dem four, na dem dey inside dis Atlantic region. Den when you come for Midland region, you get you get Mano, you get Mumu, you get Mezam, you get Lebialem. Na dem wey dey inside Midland region. And den when you go for Savannah region, you get Ngokitunja, you get Bui, you get Boyo, you get Menchum, you get Ndonga Manton. So each region get counties. All dis name dem wey I call am so na e get their counties. We go go deeper as I bin don talk say appointment with community building. We go begin dey tell ourselves how all of dis region and the counties and the LGAs dey function. I dey just dey name am out now so dat make person no say abeg I no really know side wey I comot. And for inside dis various counties dem so, you get local government area. I dey talk na Ambazonian language. I know say plenty pipu dem dey be used to colonial language wey dey go talk say na una subdivision. There is no sub or there is no division. Nothing is divided here in a subway or anything. Those ones, if you look at the definitions of all those titles, na just to create division and confusion and to reduce pipu that you are at a level that you are not supposed to talk. But when you hear that it is your local government area, you go know very well say there is power in it. For those of us who are some pipu who are close to Nigeria, you hear pipu go say na my local government chairman dis, and this is not something to joke about, because you are the pipu who determine who will be your local government chairperson. Your local government chairperson na person wey una know am from house, wey una know am say yes na dis person fit represent me for any side wey, because e sef go know say dis area need school, dis my place need hospital. So by so doing, e go dey fight out there forget the subvention from the government wey go bring am come make sure say e pipu dem dey get all those things. No be some kind system wey dey go bring some person wey e comot how many kilometers away, wey no even know how the thing start, dey just come put it say na im dey look. How some person go do take care of a house wey no be im own? E difficult. E really difficult. At the same time, when you come at the county level, for the place wey dey go call am say na province or whatsoever, you go see am say na the same pikin wey comot for that region wey all these pipu dem for local government dey go don siddon for their own senate and their own cabinet. Dey go don look am say according to their different political parties, dey go look am say na who wey we fit put am, na who dey fit govern we well. I sure say now so dis I no dey talk as if Nigeria na role model, but at least na the nearest place wey e don give pipu idea for wetin wey e mean for pipu for take responsibility for their hands, for decide wetin and who and how that person go rule them. So these are some of the functions of a community. You no just siddon there, you wan siddon, dey just bring you some person say na doctor for una health center. Yeah, come to talk, im no dey talk am. Dey bring you whether it's a confusing system wey is an appointment for every Ambazonian, for every Southern Cameroonians for no say na a responsibility find side where e belong, whether you dey na for America. Even the America people themselves sef, dem dey do am, dem dey do their election, their senate, all those things dem, dem dey hold their state and federal state, all those level dem dey hold their own appointment. And then you wey you dey there wey you don get American citizen, you dey go vote for dem, you dey go vote. Why e be say you dey go dey vote for some different place, then you no dey think say e be important too for you for 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 get for you no dey think say for take the responsibility for your own country, even if you no fit dey present for your people, but you fit facilitate am, you fit work hard like how interim government, the government dey call upon us say make everybody locate im local government, go there begin dey contribute your own ideas. This is what we are asking people to do. Because you came from a village, because it is our different villages that make up our local government area. So there is no village that is in isolation. You have in some local government areas, you have 10, 9, 40, 12 different villages that are grouped together to form that same to come under that administrative jurisdiction. So whether you don go America now, if you look your birth certificate, e go tell you place where dem be born you. Whether you don na Europe, e give some one place for Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, where dem born you for there. Either dem born you for there or your parents dey originate from somewhere, and you look below for your birth certificate, you go see side where your parents dem comot. Then you go know say even though dem born me for dis place, maybe dem born me for Buea, but my parents dem dey comot for Ngokitunja, then you go know. According to the structure for dis interim government, you fit choose whether you fit be for all sef, whether where you went to school, where you were born, where you grew up, where you have your businesses, all those things. It is your choice to take it up that this is the community I belong to. For those of us who are really keen in following and respecting the structures of Ambazonia, you know what? We are in our local government areas, and that one will help you to identify who is who, so that you will know your leader, you will know whom you can trust. Above all, you will know whom you are going to give your money to, because make some person no can stand take money no know you. At least person wey na go vote you, na you go elect you put it for office, you know it from somewhere. Ability and integrity not be questionable, so you go fit say this person, I know this person, if you do this work, and if even when dem no do am, you fit hold dem responsible. You know why so many people dem dey take advantage for the loopholes, dem dey go scot free for wetin wey dem dey try for do for this interim government for destabilize our efforts, na because say either dem no comot dem for Ambazonia, or dem no dey ever think of going there back. So dem dey now think of self-aggrandizement, self-enrichment, so that dem fit stay for foreign land. But make dem no worry, all we know say one day be one day, something go happen wey dem go look for side wey dem comot. Na so the thing dey. So my people dem, fellow Ambazonians, as I bin dey talk, we go dey talk on dis community building everyday small step. And as I begin talk about palava money, you know say like dis program wey una dey hear am, una dey see am for ABC TV, dem dey advertise am everyday, AID, Ambazonia Independence Due, na law o. I don already enact am into law, wey I dey ask every Ambazonian say make e sef decide say e don put am into law. Because even your television for your country wey you dey stay there, you pay taxes. You do pay taxes. Even if you have a house, you pay tax. So it is your own country fundamental tax the list of which is to say you recognize or you are willing to support the fact that we are going somewhere. So it is a moral right, na a moral jurisdiction for take up this place say I will do my own AID, I will pay my tax. You will go to the Ambazonia Amberland humanitarian website, you will connect there, you before you even get there, you can even start settling it at your local government meetings. You can start settling it there. You say, how do I do it? You will be linked how to this is the least that they can ever ask for from any citizen of a country. It is the least that anybody can ask of you. Really, this is what we are appealing, that start doing the needful. Get to this level and start doing the needful. Because if we do not, then we are still just dreaming. That I know that Amazonians are determined people. They are people who never lack. They are people who do not disappoint themselves. And they know the truth and they follow the truth. As the word of God says, you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is point one on what I had on appointment and community building today. There's another point that has really been trendy, has really been worrying our social media space, Facebook, YouTube, everybody going on their page, whether on Instagram, on TikTok, and making their own story there. And you know, some people go to the extent to tell us that we should forget about history. We should really, do you think we should really forget about history? Then go and ask the Jews whether they should forget about the Holocaust. Go and ask the Jews whether they should really forget about the Holocaust. I don't want to take, just ask them whether it is really something that somebody will tell you to forget about history. Anybody that tells you to forget about their history, they are deceiving you. Because severally, we have heard some people, some learned people who seems to call themselves learned people in Amazonia, who have time and again reminded us that, who is this? Who have reminded us that we should forget our history. They have time and again reminded us that we should forget our history. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, the question is, why would they want you to remember 11 February 1961 and they don't, and 20th May 1972, but they will not want you to remember 21st of April 1961 and 1st of October 1961? Have you asked yourself that question? Have you asked yourself that question? Let nobody ever deceive you to tell you that you should forget your history. I'm just rushing on these things because we spent some time trying to let me connect. If not, notwithstanding, we are still on this platform, we are still on this page. I will still come back again and again, re-emphasizing and say it over and over. Yes, because nobody should deceive you. I've just said it. Go and ask the Jews, is it right that people should forget their history? Then try to force a Jewish person to forget the Holocaust and see what will happen to you as an individual. Because when people tell you forget this, know that you are on the way to bondage. You are on the way of being completely swallowed up. You are on the way of being eaten up. That means you are not worth living. Because as I was listening to one pastor preaching last Sunday, who was saying that anybody that tells you to forget your history is is a spirit of is the Babylonian spirit. It is the Babylonian spirit that is working in them, because they want you to change your name, they want you to change your language, they want you to change everything that is you. And then you pick up something that is a counterfeit, something that is not you, therefore putting you into captivity. And when you are in that captivity, they start pretending to let you know that you are free to do what you want to do. But at the same time, you will see that you are not free to do the things that you were supposed to be if you have not given over yourself to bondage. This is the thing where many, as our brother UN will always say, many Anglo fools, people who think that they can speak French, people who think that they have built houses in Yaoundé and in Douala, they have opened their businesses and they are living in Sangmelima, they are living in Akonolinga, they are living in Bamayo, in Edeya, in Kribi, in Makenene, in all those places, Douala, there, you know, though all those people who have they think that I don't be my house. I belong to these people. Na lie. Ma tell una some story. One of our sister tell me a story where they defile another one of our pikin dem wey im parents dey don establish for Douala. They sodomize dis pikin. When they carry the case to the gendarme say no. To those their own police, the police they tell dem say no, take it to the quarter where you live. There is a quarter head there, go and judge it there. When they got there, the man told them that, where were you born? They gave the place where they were born. He say, in this our community, you don't come and say things like that. If we hear you repeat what has happened to your child, we will exile you from this community. Which means the house that that they have built, the everything that they have, if they should open their mouth to even complain that their 7-year-old has been sodomized, it will be a big problem. So are you now just going to sit with injustice, immorality? They did your son that day. Do you know the next person they are going to do the next day? And do you know what will continue to happen to you because you have abandoned, you have let yourself to stay in bondage and in captivity in another man's land? So you are ready to take whatever comes your way. Your little boy has been scarred, shattered, destroyed. How are you going to rebuild this child? So there are many of these things happening in isolation in many, many places with our people. But many of them, they don't talk. Many of them, they just cover it. They say, I cannot report this kind of a thing because if you report it, the house that you have built, the house that you claim that you have, you know, many people will just you will say, I no wan lost my house, so I no wan lost my house, I no wan get me problem for this community. That is because you have entered bondage and you have forgotten your history, you've forgotten your roots. Brothers and sisters, it's not the will of God that anybody should live in bondage. That's why you see anybody who is subjected to any form of bondage, any form of captivity, people will pray to come out from some kind of spiritual bondage, spiritual captivity. Then why can't you come out from some of those places that you are taking your children? Now, some of them, they are brainwashing them to learn some kind of a system. You know, it is not the Ambazonian community. Know that you are not building your community, you are building somebody else's community, by which a day will come. I'm not wanting to say it, but let me just say it. The day will come that you will wake up from your sleep. They will walk you out of your own house that you built. Because why? You are in a strange land. Look at what is just happening in Chad. People could not realize foreigners are running out. There are the rest that have been murdered in cold blood. Many of us shared it on our screens and were wondering, how can this be? Yes, it can be. In this place that we know, God forbid it. Really, God should forbid it by making every Amazonian wise, us accepting wisdom and coming back home, coming back home, coming back home, taking your responsibility and coming back home. Because if you do not forget your roots, if you do not forget your history, I bet you will be able to Yeah, you should be able to be aware of your environment, be aware of your own history, be aware of where you come from. Because many people are telling us that may una not remember history. Munzu, Professor Munzu said it, Dr. Ngwanyam said it, Agbobala is saying it, Tibo Nagi also, Ambassador Tibo Nagi is coming to tell you that nobody is interested in history. They can only come and deceive you. Let them go and say it to the Jews that don't remember history. Then let them go and say it to the Americans themselves to say don't remember history when they fought their American War of Independence from the British, you know. So let nobody come to your doorsteps and come and tell you that not remember history, say history not be thing wey we get to remember. Na lie. You must remember. If you nobody remember history, they no tell you say no go come 20th May. And I go still talk about that 20th May when now that the one make history repeat itself, may bondage, may continue. You hear? Another referendum, another bondage. We go continue to repeat these things every time because Pastor Commando just said it. Maybe you not be dey house, you not be hear am. So you don calm now, maybe you go still hear. And when president they go still calm, they go still talk am. Tomorrow we go still talk am. For all other programs, they will continue to talk am because make some person no can talk say e no be hear you, e no be dey time wey dem keep dey talk. The real thing na say if person know wetin be definition for referendum, you know, referendum na some kind of vote wey dem dey decide na the people dem wey dey get right for vote for their country make dem vote for their own country o, for their own country. Na the thing that way e dey down. Okay, if una look am, the first referendum wey dey take place for Ambazonia, wey e be suppose to take place for 1972, wey dey say all Cameroonians suddenly voted to become one united Cameroon. We sing that song wey we dey primary school. No be all Cameroonians, no be every person be suppose to vote for that day wey dem dey call am say 20th May National Day. Is not a national day. Your national day na 1st October. 1st October. Yes, their own na 1st January. But they don decide because they don decide for throway their own history, they don decide for forget their own history because for heinous reasons now they are now pushing it down your throat that you should equally forget your own history, you should not remember. No gree, nobody should accept that. That is thievery, that is deceit. Is deceit. Everyone has the right to know where they are coming from and where they are going to. So as I was saying, that first, even that referendum wey dem be do am that year, they gave it we and yes. There were twins deceit in that referendum. Whether you could have decided how, there was no way. That was a trap, that was a bondage. People were hooked up. We and yes. So there was no way you could come out from it. Whether you be go this side or you fall, you go this side, you go. Why? Because people, I don't know how it be that time, but that was the situation. So you down the show say people the way they get power for manipulate, they get power for manipulate. You give them the opportunity, they go use am on you, and when that day come, you no fit shout. You see am now, you no fit shout. And then number two, even if referendum be get to take place, e be only get to be na people for southern Cameroon make dem take that decision. You see am? But wetin dey do? What did they do? They gather the whole of their own country, which is 80% population wise more. They bring them to make they can't vote. Even Amazonians dey be for talk say no, how dem for fit come out from that big deceit. Now wey some people dem now wey they don waka thief, the Christian, I no wan even call that and name them because Bible talk say push out the accursed thing, the accursed thing amongst you, push it out. So all these accursed people dem wey they don decide for put people dem for bondage forever, una don dey hear dem dey talk. I will not use my mouth to gratify them. So the thing I say, wey the child for go she don talk say make they can't go now go decide referendum. May I tell una something. Now say they wan go tell international community International community, they don't ask you say the first step wey they don give you say make you don do that one. You don go decide. Na only for negotiation table as well we dey talk. Na on our negotiation table when La Republica don can sit down, Ambazonia dey can sit down, whether you think say you be who wey you be, you no wan. Na when they go don sit down, they go decide to say maybe one of the aspects go fit be the way we the Ambazonia we say we don't need it because we know where we are going to and we know where we are coming to. We no want any of that kind of a thing for our country. So when people the way they don't go take soya and they don't chop, they don't man not talk that language. They don't oil their lips. They don't go take the soya, they don't chop. They define way they go manipulate una bring we and yes. So that una no fit argue. First of all, what are the people then they way they go vote? People where they there for prison, the refugee the way they don't scatter all over, the one the way they don't bomb their houses there, people who have become fugitive, people are just going away from where they are supposed to live their life, they are no longer there. So they are looking for means to manipulate. I'm gonna tell una, people they don dey make ghost birth certificate and ID cards. Una say sef no, report dey come now say some foreign people dem don dey come into Ambazonia, into southern Cameroon. Someone dey say na Borolos, someone dey say dem be Chadians, someone dey say dem be this. Look around your community, you go see how they don decide for invade una. Na because this sellout, this black leg, this thief people dem, they don decide for go say make dem start dey creep small small, dey bring in this referendum thing. Then you see a neighborhood now, people don pack now wey you no even know side wey dey comot. Because why? They get birth certificate, they get ID, they get all things the way they don make am for different places and for show say they be Ambazonia. My brothers and sisters, make no person no deceive una for this thing o. President Sako don talk am severally. Even that fake meeting wey they say they go hold am for America, for Washington DC, wey we dey hear am for some audio say they don go, she don decide. Say how one party go, she don decide on an issue. Na lie. Ambazonia will sit on the negotiation table with the party that is causing us genocide. Yeah. So make some person no fool you, tell you say we be go there, we don decide, we wan tell international community say no. That one na mumu talk. Na mumu talk. See am. That one no be thing wey that is, it's a no-go area. That is just a no-go area as of now. You hear? It's a no-go area. Man no over talk because President Sarkozy said we can't talk this part very well as it will come small time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, as una see I dey rush, but I go still come back because I think I go ask the ABC team, may I still get longer time for some of these things because I dey talk break no even dey, music no even dey. As na new program, we go fix am, we go know how we dey interject with music and sketches and speeches from other people, and very soon we'll be having guests, to come and talk. I'm just coming forth now just to come and I go at the water the front. The package is full. When we'll be coming big time and big size. So the other thing I want talk now concerning HSS. One thing, they are titled and say HSS and the needs of our war victims. Where Ambazonian people dem. I congratulate una, I congratulate everybody wey e don ever sit down for any place, a member orphan, member widow, member refugee, member prisoners of war and all those things. Yes, but the one thing I wan talk again na say the community of givers, na for una wey I dey talk now so. Many people that dey inside this our giving community wey they no know where to give their money. And other people wey I forget na our wounded. Yes. Many people they no know side for give their money. They dey go, they dey deceive them. Because like for prison, where I go continue to talk, I have a long history of a group of people wey dey sit down for prison, that dey collect money for people, then they dey enrich themselves. Long before when Aya Foundation be the reign, there was another NGO that came, the Heroes Foundation. This Heroes Foundation, e don work itself highly, get your own accreditation. But the owners dem for this foundation na the same people wey dey dey for prison, na their wives that they run this NGO. Where most people then they don't understand say by the time they give money for this NGO, what they call and say Heroes Foundation, it do not even get to the people. Most of these people they go carry that money, they put that inside their pocket. The woman they take and put that inside their pocket, they do their own things. Then you go shit for outside here, you'll be saying that I have supported the prisoners. But little do you know how the prisoner community is suffering. I go still come with this talk wey I go still come talk am. I just dey give na the head point so that people go take am go home, go begin dey mark am. And a pertinent example take place just a few weeks ago where some community dey send about 1 million something make dem help prisoners. One or two people dey take am, dey put am inside their pocket, dey chop am. And now when the other pikin dem wan go begin dey, when dem go stand say dem wan talk for strike about dis thing, dem go use their longevity inside prison, bribe their way through, and then you go see dis pikin, dem go throw dem for solitary confinement, for dark room wey pikin go dey there for 2 weeks, no light, no food, nothing. So Ambazonian giving community, we get to desensitize ourselves. If you dey give your money, make sure say e dey go for the right source. If I wan talk now, dem go talk say because say I dey for interim government, because I go wan talk now say make dem give am for health and social services, make dem take am begin dey use am judiciously. The thing na say you fit still find other reliable sources. You fit ask questions, say how I fit do with my money. Na the same thing wey e dey happen with refugees dem. Some people dey just shit-on dem, dey call themselves say dem be refugee heads, na dem don stay for Nigeria. If money come, e no pass for their hand, the people dem no go see am. And if you look our media pages, they don flop with our old elderly people, vulnerable people wey dem no fit wake up go somewhere. And as a result of this, the sellouts dem don dey go join with the enemy for start say dem wan go make am say make refugee dey come back, so that dem wan talk say war don end. The war has not ended. They are still killing our people. You know, many things we are still going to be saying them, sensitizing our people. If you are in the HSS, if you are in the refugee camp in Nigeria or wherever you are, please, we know that it is difficult. Just hang on. The thing is that we are now cracking down all these people who have been taking advantage and saying that, oh, I can do for our people, I can do for our people, but it doesn't get across. We are working on that. It will come across, please. Yes. And so this message now for the giving community. For una dey for where una follow the stream of consortium SCACUF governing council to interim government now with President Dr. Sako Ikome, una know where to put una money. And when you put your money, you label am. If you see for forum where dem dey raise funds wey e go genuinely for some cause, just do it and label it. Because it is not about you, it's not about me. We can never be hungry. We are not homeless. We have roof over our head. We even dump in our trash. But it's for these people. Me, I have a sincere passion for the people in prison, because I know those who took up sticks and stones and stood genuinely for this struggle. Not just people who work their way into prisons by not even doing anything, and then they have gotten there and sold out the reasons why we are doing these things. We will be educating our people so that no one will be left behind. And if you are giving your one amber, you will know that your one amber is getting to the right source. Yes. When you do your things right, you have credibility, people know you, and they will live to follow what you are saying. Don't go and give your money to people who will take and put under their mattresses, who will take and do whatever they want to do. I know some people will be saying that, but all of you are doing the same thing. Yes, it's because people are so used to seeing everybody doing the wrong thing that it has become very difficult to know who is doing the right thing. But if you yourself, you want to do the right thing, you will ask questions and you will get to the right answers. Yes, so that is um what I have to say about this our giving communities. So please, we in the HSS, we are begging, please, we are coming out with some campaign. We are coming out with we are begging the resource mobilization department, the treasury department to stand up and do something for the HSS, because since last year the HSS was not drafted. Yes, I don't want to go into some fine details, but the bottom line is it was not drafted. And therefore, our people, we can calculate it that for how long, that is how long they have stood out there without an official support. People have been doing it personally. People have been doing it in groups. People have been scratching here and there to do it. But there is nothing like when you come out as a nation and do something for your people. It goes a long way. It goes a very long way. And I really want to applaud the department for not relenting. I want to, Mama God the Eye, who've been there talking and asking for people to stretch, Gilda, Dr. Tita, the SOS, and all wonderful people in that department that have not slept. They are doing it out there. Yes, and it is a thing of joy to see that you give to the prisoners, to the poor, the needy. Not poor because our people were not even poor. Everyone had their home where they were planting their jamanjama and having their maize to grind their fufu for all over the years and do their kati kati and do their jamanjama and fufu, do their rice, their dob rice and their bambal and fish and their soup. You come to Mankom, people were doing their achu, and you went the other way, people were doing their nangtari, they were doing their turning cocoa, their turning plantain, and their beans, drinking their mbu, you know. So I don't know where all these things just came about and disturbed our communities. So the God is doing a great job for us. Yes, he's doing a great job because the truth is coming out. And Ambazonia is a reality. It has come to stay and it will stay. You know, anything that is a lie has an expiring date. It has an expiring date. All this manipulation, the people that took 100 and something $1,000 tactically destabilizing the militarizing our forces by taking that money away. They thought that they would have won by now. For the fact that they are still manipulating and looking for ways to survive, it shows that Amazonia really is God ordained. It is really God ordained. Nobody can take Amazonia from you. Nobody can take Amazonia from me. It is a spirit. It is a spirit and a very good spirit that has come to stay here because for I said it last week, Amazonia has existed, has survived for 102 years, 40 years in Nigeria and 62 years now. Eh? Then you think that it is a thing of joke. It's not a thing of joke, it is a spirit. Nobody can cage it. Nobody can cage it. Nobody can catch it. Nobody can manipulate it. They have tried so hard and they are still trying, but they will never succeed. They will not because of you and I that have decided to be resilient. Just keep being obedient. Just keep doing what is right, doing the right things. Don't fall for cheap, quick fixes of saying that the one go, we don't go decide scenario. Who are we? You be dealing with who for decide am? You know when some people that dey insist like that, ma tell una something. That institute where they say they go hold that meeting for there, that institute no get hand for no meeting o. You know when you wan make your party, you fit go rent congress hall, you do your party for congress hall. E mean say na congress hall do the party for you. Look am na just say for thing dem wey some people go say the one dey talk so, you too dey talk now, so na who we go believe? Put their hand together, lis ten to your spirit, ask am. Your own spirit wey God give you, your Ambazonian spirit go tell you the truth. Yes, something dey wey dem dey call am say track record. Follow people dem to their track record wey dem dey tell you something. Yes, because you go ask am say na pipu dem dey wey dem be dey talk Ambazonia, Ambazonia. Wetin make am leave am, time don go. Dem wan come prepare place so dat make president come, make president come begin dey talk. I no know, maybe technical team dem dey give me those my meanings dem wey I lost am so. Yes, I go glad so dat I go still talk some small words of encouragement again for ourself. My brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, what we are emphasizing, there cannot be two presidents in any nation. Look at, I am witness and party to some of the places that the president of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako, is being invited to. If they invite you with a portfolio, it is because they know whom you are and they wait for you to come and deliver. It is not a responsibility for me to go and start climbing the walls to say that person that is there is not the right person. It's not the right person. You are making yourself a fool, because everyone, we are in the internet world. We are in a world that they know your data. They know when you move, they know when you sleep, they know you get up, they know who are you. So when you think that what you are shouting over the fence, claiming to inform people, you are just ridiculing yourself, because the people know who matters. Yes, the people know who matters, and that is why they are given the space that they are being given to. So, ladies and gentlemen, even the international community, they know. Even the papas of former ambassador Tibor Nagy, he knows. But sometimes when you just decide to be blinded by the real thing, you are thinking that you can use your ways to get across to the people. That's why you see people act out of the original. People just try their best, like how they came with we and yes. People did not know who printed the ballot boxes. So they just brought the voters card. You enter inside before they gave you we and yes. So when you are so prone to manipulative systems, you will always think that you will come again to the people, and then the people, they don't forget. The people have forgotten the style I used. You see, when they went for AMPC, it did not work for them. They went to Canada. They called it Southwest and Northwest. It did not work for them because the interim government said we are not going to sit in a place that is there's no Northwest and Southwest for what we are talking about. We are talking about Ambazonia. So we are not going to sit. You know what they did? They did a carbon. Carbon, when in those days we used to ride on those carbon, you will come on the other side, you will see the same thing. Yeah. So they now say that no longer Northwest and Southwest, so that we can deceive this God sent ordained man. We can deceive him. Let's put it that the Southern Cameroons, so that he may come. But there is wisdom, as I said before. There's wisdom, and you should ask for wisdom in what you are doing. You ask for spirit of discernment in what you are doing, so that at the end of the day, the decisions that you will take, it will be worth the while. But when our diplomatic office did not stay quiet, they did their research and they got to the bottom and they said it is not worth the while. So that is why you see we continue to stand on the point that we are waiting for our invaders, for our rapists. We are waiting for our genociders. We are waiting for people who have swallowed our land to come and meet with us. Let's see how we are going to go about it. We are not going to gather ourselves and start talking to ourselves and be calling American people's name for no good reason, that they were there. So what? They are always everywhere. Everywhere you go, there will be somebody. But is it a heavyweight? Is it something that can push even a feather? So, fellow Ambazonians, brothers and sisters, we should not be deceived. Yeah, as I said before, know your communities. Another referendum is another bondage. Do not accept another we and yes, because they trick our forefathers with we and yes. So you are opening your koro eye to let them come and put another pepper inside. Who said it? The Bible says, who is it that will speak and it come to pass when the Lord has not commanded? Who want to speak when the people of Ambazonia have not yet spoken, when they have not given, when the electorates of Ambazonia have not decided that at the end of the day, this is what we want? Up till now, we are still saying that we are waiting for a negotiated table. This is the language we are still talking. So anybody that has crossed and gone where to go and satisfy the slave master that they are serving, to go and bring some quick fixes for you, the Amazonians are not yet there. So let nobody deceive you. That is what I will end for that one. And let nobody tell you your history, to tell you forget your history. They have forgotten 1st January. They want you to forget 1st October. No gree. Don't accept. She done. Your day is coming. We will fly our flag. Yes. And the other time, our community givers, and will still come again. Each time we will be talking and telling us the relevance and the real places that we can send the money. Really, we will let you know. Even if it's to give it directly, we will let you know. Yes, I don't need it. You don't need to send it to me. You don't need my bank account. You don't need my PayPal. You don't need people in America, their Zelle, or no, you don't need it. Yes, so that let nobody say, oh, I will give money for this person. No, 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 no. I will only do for you and show you the pictures. You will hear audios from the beneficiaries and all those things. Not the high class prisoners that have made themselves lots within the Kundengi office, Kundengi Central Prison. Not them all. I don't want to call their name, but when need be, I'll be calling it. Yes. So that is the thing. What are you talking about? I read somebody asking me what I am talking about. What I'm talking about is, if you are an Amazonian, go to your origin, go to your roots and get registered in your local government area. Yes. Once you do that, then you have started. From there, you will get more information. And if you are not satisfied, come next week and tell me how far you have done your research. And yeah, so this is it. War not be church. Yes, war. If you say war not be church, go read your Bible. They tell you say there was war in heaven. The dragon had to fight with the angels of God had to fight with the dragons of the enemy, and they had to push them out from heaven. So if you tell me say war not be church, I go tell you say for place where na church, war dey. If you go even for Quran, they go tell you how war dey fight jihad, they fight many wars. Even for Bible, Gideon be fight war, David be fight war, they fight the Philistines so that they will fit get their land. So church na war, war na church. Any person wey tell you say church no be war, then you no know church, because even for there's evil spirit, there's a good spirit that we are fighting to keep the morals up. So everything in this life, it is war. Whether it's school, whether it's church, everywhere, even with your own self. That some days you are sick, some days you are healthy, some days you are that is war within you. Some days, so it's for you to come and say war not be church, where they ask money, you go turn around for your corner, you go know say even America, dem dey gather money. If you dey lis ten to CNN go tell you say America Senate dem dey decide the budget today, how dem wan spend for Ukraine, for Ukrainian war. So everybody, war na church, and the church is for America. Dem dey still pray, dem too dem dey give their own support, because dem no want invasion like how Russia don do for Ukraine. And I go add for dis point say, for pipo the way dem dey talk referendum, dat mean say una want am say make Zelensky now wake up talk say Ukrainian make una come go for referendum whether make Russia take dat occupied Ukrainian areas. I no wan talk plenty, but e dey like say dat 17 minutes wey I bin waste am wey become late, e don already reach. My brother Biggs Bilson, go do your research. I go like for see your answers dem wey your research wey you don do for your next comment when you dey come for dis platform next time, so dat we go fit share ideas. Many times pipu don really know, so you fit talk your own, I go fit talk my own. I thank everybody wey e don take out time to be here today. I just want to really appreciate every listener, everybody that has been here on this platform. I thank, Ma Hemina, thank you. I can see you right on the screen. Yes, and I can see many of our Nay Victor, I can see Raka and everything. Many of us, I can't just go. I can see Ma Flo, I can see Ma Mio. So wonderful. Thank you. Our Ambazonian people really need to listen to us, and it's good to be on the right side of history. It is really good to be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history, because your children will ask you, you know, your children will ask you, we will be coming as God will make it available for us, as health will provide for us, and our ABC that is here. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to pay our ABC dues, support it and make it strong, because this is our voice to the world. So we have to take responsibility, nurture it and keep it healthy, so that we will be coming from time to time to come and do what we are just doing here. Really, it is a blessing for Amazonia. We thank the Secretary of State for Communication and the Undersecretary. We thank the Director of News. We thank our sisters who are doing a marvelous job with the news, and in no due time, PD News will also be coming. And we thank the Director of ABC, many people working behind the scene to let you see some of us that come here just to come and talk, just to come and share ideas, to sensitize ourselves, to have a communication. Please, from next week, maybe we'll start putting a telephone number on the line, such that if you have anything to contribute, you can just call at that time and contribute. And the upper week, we can start also bringing guests who will be willing to talk, because it has been a process working this project, this program to come on. So we have a community of visitors, of guests, appointment on community building. There is several communities that we have on this program that we'll be highlighting. We'll be bringing them as guests and as panelists, and it's just because you are on the right side of history. Let nobody take you away from your history. Let nobody take you away from what you know is right, from your birthright. Build your community, build yourself, build your children, build your generation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are driving closer. Technical team, there is a traditional music I sent to you that I would like us to play it. I play it. I chose that one today on behalf of a very powerful woman we have in our midst, who does great things behind and in front. So with this program, I decided to honor her with that traditional music. So please, technical crew, I would like us to have that music at the end of this this session. Ladies and gentlemen, I could be interrupted anytime by that music. But while I wait for it to be interrupted, I keep appreciating every one of us, most especially our foot soldiers, our restoration forces. You are so awesome. And your wives at home, your children at home. It is something.
You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned. You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned. You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned. You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned. You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amber TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned.
Zame ki pensin sange, I pensin name. I hear you, yeah. I hear you, yeah. Ewa music, let's go. Zompero have sarono, zompero ano because yo, zompero have money guba, zompero nambe niyo, zompio amanya, zompero hey zompero, zompero abi hebe zomo, zompero hey zompero, zompero he bombe kanda. I hear you, yeah. I hear you, yeah. Obiako.